This
Muted. There she
conference will
goes.
now be recorded.
Okay. And I will text Harold to let him know.
No. No.
I just told him please re-log in. In the interest of time, I'm going to proceed with what I'm showing on the computer here. This is our Plan Stratford webpage for all updates on the town plan of conservation and development. If you go scroll down, these are the dates and times for our pop-up events, and these are our workshop dates and times. I encourage you to be participating in any one of these workshops to discuss with your fellow residents on what your vision is for Stratford. These are going to help shape the future goals and recommendations of the plan. So I think this is your opportunity to raise your concerns on greenways and complete streets in the town, or your vision for greenways and complete streets to be heard in the planning process, so that it will be part of the long-range plan of conservation and development for the town. We use this document routinely to pursue grants and to implement projects and to write consistency, guidelines with a plan when development applications are brought before us. So it's a very important document for us, and it also lays the foundation for the zoning amendments that have to take place. Please, if you can attend any of these workshops and get your voice heard, it is a great opportunity. And in spite of this too, we have another opportunity, which is like meeting with you all along with the Traffic Authority and Greater Bridgeport Transit staff. I sent a meeting invite for November 10th from 12 to 1 p.m. It's a virtual meeting. It'll be a lunch online meeting. I hope you can take a break for an hour that day to join the call and, discuss this with Traffic Authority and Transit members. In preparation of that meeting, I also advise this Greenway Committee to actually have an agenda item next month on the POCD and to, figure out what is it that you would want to state as a group to the Traffic Authority and Greater Bridgeport Transit staff. So what is your collective vision that you would want to bring to the table so that we can streamline the conversation, because we only have an hour in November to discuss this with the Traffic Authority. Harold, I know you got disconnected, but I was showing everyone's plans.
So I know a little bit about, I've read through the stuff that you're talking about, and I have a pretty good understanding. I want to ask the committee, would you be interested, or would it be possible for us to meet in advance of that meeting? Do we have one more meeting, Aileen, before this November 10th meeting?
We have the October meeting and the November meeting before the November 10th meeting.
Okay, so
we
then
have October 5th and November 2nd to discuss. So I will place it as an agenda item.
Let's say that we do this in our October meeting, if that's enough time for everybody to start really putting together your thoughts on this, because they will pay attention to what we say, particularly if we're clear and very concise with what they're looking for.
Harold, if I may speak on the next item on the agenda, which is the bicycle-friendly community designation.
I wanted you to. Thank you.
Yeah, I have this application online in front of me. I, completed as much as I can, and I want to show you places where I would need help. So I did enter basic contact information, like you can see, and demographic data. And then I reached out to John Casey on some of the bicycle statistics, like roadway miles traveled and other things, which I have to enter in this application, which I will do it hopefully later today or tomorrow. The deadline for this is September 29th. But if someone can help me prepare, I even uploaded the map of our Greenway bicycle network. Um, I have to fill this
Which
out that I have, and I just don't have enough information to fill the other ones, like planned off-road bike facilities, planned low-stress bike facilities. I don't have any information on this, and I don't know how to get this information. Um,
well, John would be a good one to confirm it. And I know that we can put in pictures that we've been taking on all of our bike rides, which would help. And also, I just looked on Facebook and we had 1,100 people look at our Facebook page, which I thought was absolutely terrific. We've been having an increase in number of people riding on our uh, trails and that. So
So
we would have to
one
do a little
way
bit of
this has
fudging.
opened up my mind by applying to this program is for this designation is that there's so many other things that the Greenway and Complete Streets Committee can do, which are listed here, that would, ensure that the town receives a higher designation. Right now, I mean, we'd be lucky if we get the bronze designation, but in order to be silver or gold, you can have bicycle-friendly driver classes, you can have the Share the Road campaign, you have pop-up events that you normally attend, and you ride like you did at the Main Street Festival, the information for students and parents from the school system, a flyer or a handout, bicycle-related traffic signs installation, and reaching out to public schools, educating students in the schools about bicycle safety and riding tips.
And so Smith, I don't know if you heard anything from the um, PAL, the Police Athletic League, but they have a teenager bike program with about 30 kids in it. So that should be included in this also.
Carol, can
Um,
you share that information with me? I'm glad I spoke to you because we will get additional points if we just
yeah,
put that in here.
that's why I was trying to bring it up today. I was going to ask if you would send this document to all of the committee members and ask them to put in what the information they know. And I have it up on on my screen because I know that I can add a lot of information in there. We did a bike rodeo. We handed out 35 lights and bells to very young kids. And I worked with them for several hours teaching rules of the road. So those things ought to be included in this. I think it would be really helpful. Um, but we have a sponsorship by Stratford Parks, where they are our official sponsor. We have waivers that everybody signs. So I think there are things that we could put in there that they would find very, very good. And we could also theoretically include um, all of the walking initiatives that we're doing in part of this, uh, as that includes our schools network, safety from schools network. Even though right now we're advertising them as walking, we could just adopt those as walking/biking and include that with this because most of them follow bike routes at least from the schools.
So
So
here's what I would do. I will save this as a Word document. I will email everyone. There are like 10 or 15 multiple choices for some questions, and I think I can only touch on what I know, but it'll be helpful to receive answers from you all. When you're checking a box, let me know, um, if there's an explanation for it. Otherwise, just, send me back your responses. I will look into that and I will try to fill this form accordingly because it is, it's not a one person job. I really need to, if we were to just sit and just do this for a whole hour together, maybe we would, still be falling behind because there's so much information in this. So I will email this to you later today, and please help me fill out those remaining questions as much as you can.
and so Samantha,
And
I would send this also to Public Works because they have a program where they plow our existing bike paths at the very end of the regular road plowing, but they do plow those are things that would be very important to this bike thing.
Okay, I will reach out to Renee and her staff too, but first things first, I will send you this Word document. Please help me with the questions, that I haven't answered yet. Send me back what you got, like later this week. Just remember that September 29th is the deadline. So in between my POCD workshops and other stuff that I'm doing, I want to take out some time and just finish this application. I think Stratford has a high chance of becoming a bronze community because you have a complete streets plan, policy, you have complete streets implementation that is underway, and you have a Greenway and complete streets committee that meets every month. And there's a lot going on. You have a bikers group that rides at scheduled events and times. So it's just about documenting all of that and then making sure that moving forward, what else can we do to get to the next level. But for now, if you can help me with this grant application, it's not a one-man job, as you can see. I just need answers for some of those questions.
Everybody hear that? Nels, Jim, Karen, Tom, you guys would be really great putting input in this. And we could connect that our rides are connected like to our Sunday farm market. That I think all those things would make it give us even more life. Is that it, Susmitha?
Yes, that's it.
I think then we are actually going, so that we're going to cover at our next meeting. That gives us a month to do whatever no, that's not true. This document needs to be in the next week. So whatever you're doing, get it to Susmitha in the next week. Make sure that it's clear. If she's sending you a document with the work that she's already done, make sure that it's clear the work that you've added to it. Nels, it's hard to divide this up. If you look at the document, it's hard to divide this up because I don't necessarily know what everybody knows. When you see the doc, it's an 85-page document.
Yeah, it looked a lot. I was just wondering if so is it the kind of thing where we can each add responses to items that we are aware of or have information and answers about, or is it,
that's what I would assume.
without doubling up the work? Or
that's what I would assume. Well, essentially, that's going to be how Susmitha might be able to tell the validity of that point if everybody sends in that point.
if there's multiple, okay.
Yeah, I think that's the way we're going to have to work it. She's going to have to go through each one of them and say, oh, that's a good point. I'm going to include that in the final document.
Okay.
And I think that will be the best way. If we have time to sit down at a table, we could go through this as a group and say this for these reasons. But I don't want to ask you guys to come in at night to do that. Chris, you raised your hand.
Yeah, if you share it as a Google document that's shared, then it's live sort of online, and you can track changes so that everyone can kind of do it in a central thing. If we send out just an attachment of a document and you haven't clearly delineated who's doing what, you're going to have an 85-page documents with revisions in separate parallel documents. So especially if people are familiar with Google, that could be a good way for us to be collaboratively adding information.
So I did send a PDF of what I entered, and there is a Word document online, and a blank Word document, which I will share with you. Maybe you can look at the questions that are not answered in that PDF and then go fill in the Word doc. The Word document you can enter into Google and make in Google Drive and start typing in that. So it becomes like, a document that everybody can work off of.
Right. If somebody just shares, if somebody shares that document, so if somebody gets it into Google Drive as a document and then either shares it with all the emails on the list, or creates, makes it so anyone with the link can edit it and then shares the link to the email list.
Yeah, and I don't have
Harold,
an
you're muted.
official Google account. Our office does Outlook. If anybody has Google and puts that in, I can try to enter my stuff through my personal email, but I already entered mine through my PDF. So I don't have to enter, but you all can work off of your Google accounts and enter information in that document, I think.
Still can't hear you, Harold, for some reason.
Harold, we can't hear you.
It does look like you're unmuted, so either you have it connected into something else or there's something disconnected.
Me now?
Yes.
Okay. Would you set that up if possible, Chris? Could you take our list and send that to everyone? It really would help Smith, I think. Then she could transfer them into her final document.
Yeah, I just would need the document. I guess my email was bouncing things. So Smith, I'll email you from an email address. You can send me what you have. I'll see if I can get it into.
Oh, I just sent it as a Word document to everybody.
Oh, great.
Yeah, Chris, I think you can straight import that into Google. You can go into your drive and say import, and pull it right in.
Yeah, right now I think it's my old email, so it might have bounced. So Smith, I'll email you from an address so you can re-forward it to me and I'll get it into the drive for everyone.
Sounds good.
Before Smitha leaves and we run out of time, is there anybody else that wanted to discuss this? So we're okay?
Harold, I suggest for the next meeting, if folks have time to review the Greenways and Pathways plan that's on town webpage, I can show you where it is and familiarize yourself with what the plan had as a vision for Greenways and Pathways over 2 decades ago, and maybe see if that should be updated somehow. So if you go, I shared my screen again. If you go to Town Departments and Services, go to Planning and Zoning, and go to Current and Recent Planning Projects, you do find our Complete Streets Plan here under Complete Streets title, which is Complete Streets Plan Final Report. Please review this one, especially towards the end. You have project pages with concepts and budgets. Not loading. But and then we also have a Greenways and Pathways plan here, study plan, and maybe you can review that and see if
And may I just add
agree with
one
the
thing?
concepts presented in here, and if you think a change of plan or direction is necessary for Stratford. And then you may also want to look at a waterfront vision plan.
Yes.
There was a 2004 plan and then a 2019 updated document. The reason I'm saying this is because it'll be helpful to connect the Greenway to the waterfront vision and to the Complete Streets vision and see what is it that we want to accomplish for the next decade through our POCD planning process. So I think instead of talking without any prior preparation, if you review these plans and come back and say, hey, on page so-and-so, I saw that this is a concept, but I don't agree with this because of these reasons, and we should have a change of path from here, that's something we have to discuss, I guess. Mm-hmm.
There's 2 points. The document of the Complete Streets, and that document is mainly state roads, because that funding is always going to come from the state to the county or the federal to the county and then to us. But if you look at the original Greenway document that's earlier, that includes local roads. So that's the way we really, those are line items that we have to put in as capital improvements. So if we're doing a good job, we are essentially creating a movement that eventually something can go to town council that they can vote us in a line item in a year's budget. That's how we got the Elm Street project done, is through grants, but it is on local town roads. We need to have a combination of both if we're building a full network. So that's why reading both of those reports are really important. That was my
And
only
that's all I
comment.
have to say.
And
today.
that's mine too. I want to move forward. We have about 10 more minutes. I want to move forward to our bike club, and I just want to thank Jim for taking over for me for this past Sunday, because I love seeing the pictures of that size crowd. So hopefully, and I looked, and we have like 280 people looking regularly at our Greenway Complete Streets Facebook page now. And we had 1,200 people looking at one of our posts for the ride that Jim put up and listed. That's really, really great. And what we need to do is those people that are looking, we need to keep hitting them so that they come and join. And I assume, Jim, you had people that were not regular riders, that were new. But every time we do that, we get another fan.
Do a shout out to Chris Green. He created that map, so to speak. I think that drew eyeballs. I want to commend Tom Dillon for putting it on the mayor's activities page, and then shooting a video of all of us kind of returning to Shakespeare Park as well. I think all these pieces together kind of complement each other.
And I think that we should gather for Susmitha the maps, even if they're not totally accurate, it will show our focus. The maps that we've had for local rides, they're 6 or 8, 10 maps that show with a one-line description, going from Stratford to Milford, going from Stratford to Bridgeport, going from north to south in Stratford. Those would be really important to this bicycle grant that she's looking for. That would really show that we are efforts, even if we don't have signage on it. It would make a lot of sense. So if someone will pull that together as they stand right now, don't spend hours, but a Google map with a ride route. And if we simply say these are ride routes on top of our designed town network, I think that would have great influence on this grant also.
Yeah, Harold.
This is a video that Jim Simmons shared with me, and we are going to use this clip from point 10 to point 15 in the POCD promotional video.
Yeah.
I just want to, take everybody's acceptance agreement to this because it's just to promote, our greenways and say, asking people to get involved. I'm going to just play that clip. I'm going to use the clip from this point onwards. I don't see any faces clearly, but, it'll be a 2-minute video, and I just want to make sure you're all okay with that.
Yeah, except there's a couple lawbreakers in there going into the middle of the road, but I won't say anything if you don't. That's a pretty clip, though. It really looks nice.
Yeah, it looks like our greenway is not empty, and it's very well traveled. And we went and took a picture of the greenway, but it was just largely empty on the day we went. And
there are stills right at that same spot, and there are beautiful stills of the whole group with water in the background. That would be really nice also. Any of you guys who've been on the rides who took pictures, collect some of them and send them to Susmitha. But remember, if these go into the POCD, they have to be credited to a person. So I can't just send pictures that I've been collecting. It needs to be credited, or Susmitha won't be able to use them ultimately. So if you send a picture, give permission.
Is it possible, Susmitha, all those links you sent that you want us to review before the next thing, could somebody condense them into an email and send around just to remind us of what our homework is?
You can't.
the video I'm not sending. I'm just
No, for the
All I need is-
earlier links from the town website. I know you showed us what page, but there were certain ones that you highlighted. Is it possible to like put those links together for us?
Maybe build them
Um,
into the agenda.
Sure, I can try and send that in the afternoon. Mhm.
The problem is that we don't have paper copies of any of those anymore. Most of
But
them.
it's not environmentally friendly to print so many copies.
Harold, I'm terribly sorry. I've got something at the front door that I got to deal with, so I'm gonna keep the meeting running, but I have to step away from the computer for a couple minutes.
We're okay. We'll forgive you.
But Harold, no reason to print these. Simply put links perhaps in the agenda.
That's what she's doing. That's what I think.
Great.
I believe that's what Smith is doing. She should send it as an email also so that they're live links.
Right.
That's what I would suggest is just a simple list. And that's not a hard thing to do. Any of you could go in and do that off our town webpage. Go into planning and zoning and everything's right there. Oh, Sarah. Oh, I'll go get my pooch.
Harold, I have to leave right now, and I'm sorry about that.
I think that we're at 12:45, but I don't know. I will open it up if anybody has any comments, and then we'll do an adjournment. Oh, look. Any comments? Shall I go around? I want to, Nels, do you have any comments?
No, I think that, did we have somebody who's going to prepare the Google Doc that I saw Susmitha sent the Word doc? Is someone going to put that in a Google Doc? And
I think she said that she would.
okay.
I just need someone to
Chris
forward
is
it.
going to help her with it.
Well, yeah, she sent the doc, but my old email was on that list, so I didn't get it. So I just
All right.
need it forwarded if I'm gonna do it.
And so Smith just left.
I'll try
No, I
to forward it to
have-
you, Chris. Chris, do you want to put your email in the chat? I'll forward it to you.
Chris, I
Sure.
can do it after the meeting.
Okay, thank you, Aileen.
Chris, you also asked for the original. You sent an email out. You want the original. Was that the original?
That was earlier. Yeah, I found it. I got in.
Okay.
That was to get in today.
All right. I was just.
I'm going to ask Tom, who's now back. You have any comments?
No, I'm good. I don't have any comments. I think everything went great. The ride was terrific. I really appreciate them being scheduled, partially at Shakespeare. And there's a cool video clip of you guys returning, from the bike ride right through the market. So I thought that was a super cool little clip. It's on the Facebook page.
Tom, if you have it, is that your clip?
Yeah,
Would you send that to Susmitha also?
sure.
Because that's exactly what we want people to see if we're looking at Stratford.
Yeah.
All right, I'm leaving everyone. Have a nice day, and let's meet up next month again. Thank you. And I just sent to you the email with all the links also.
So
Okay.
Thank
you
you.
might not have gotten. Aileen, will you change Chris Green's email on your list? Okay.
I will so if you want to adjourn, I can do it after the meeting.
Okay. Unless there's anybody, Sarah, do you have any comments? If we can help you with your meeting and planning, that's what we're here for. So if you want to give me an email or if you have any questions, please feel free to. Karen, any comments? Any comments, Chris? I see Jim has his hand up. He has a comment. Let's go.
So a couple of things. Number one, we have 3 rides left. There's some worries about the 6 o'clock ride. It's going to be dark. Should people have lights on their bike? I guess that's just kind of up to the individual rider. I mean, we're kind of wrapping things up.
No, that's really critical, actually. You have to ask people to have lights on those last ones because we won't get back before it's dark.
I'll put
And that's
the promotion.
those are on road.
Great. The second thing is, of the dozen people who went on the last ride, the idea of the mayor inviting us to the lighthouse was that excited people more than anything else. So
I
Harold,
tried to get, I'm working on that, and that's my project for this week, is to come up with a date in October that we can do this. That will end up being a new ride.
yeah,
'Cause that will
absolutely.
be, and I'll try to key that to one of your Shakespeare, Tom, so that we can make that a big ride, come to the market, ride your bike there, and then go. That'll have to be a Saturday or a Sunday, because it'll have to be earlier in the day. But I'm gonna try to set that this week, Jim.
Maybe the
So
trick for
it
that
will
one
be a
is,
special ride.
yeah, maybe the trick for that one is to gather at the market at 1 and leave the market, out to the lighthouse. That would be cool.
That's what I'm gonna try to say. That
Yeah,
means though that we have to have someone there to essentially do a bike corral, park your bike here and we'll watch it for you while you walk through the market.
yeah,
So
we
if you
can.
just
I
need
can
one person to
get
do
that
that.
arranged for sure.
So that's not a hard thing. And one of us can say we will do, or two of us can say we'll do that
Yeah,
while people walk around the market.
yeah, no
Uh,
problem.
Yes, Chris.
Yeah, for that, it's just as easy as saying show up at 12:30, we'll leave by 1, sort of a thing. And just as a note, Harold, you said Saturday or Sunday. I think Shakespeare markets are every other Sunday. So
Yeah,
That's what I,
Chris would
so
be aligned with that.
that's what I'm looking for is,
October 2 and October 16.
so it's either gonna be one or the other. And neither of those conflict with our long ride, correct, Jim?
Right now we have Shakespeare at Great Meadows Refuge on the 2nd of October. And then on Thursday, the 20th, there's one at Worcester School, nothing on the 16th.
So we're gonna change that. We're gonna, if I can get that, if I can get an approval on this, we're not gonna go to the refuge. One, because it's been all torn up and replanted. And two, the ticks are hideous. I don't recommend anybody walking that right now. So that is good. That would end up being our end of the season glorious ride to the lighthouse. Everybody come and meet us.
And while many of us kind of know the mayor, it's a big deal to a lot of these riders who have never met her. So if she could welcome us there, I think that would be really nice.
I've already told her that she has to be there. So
And then one last thing on my list, I will commit myself to doing an annual report of some sort for the Housatonic Greenway. I took notes like crazy from Smitha. Let's do it at the end of the year, so it'll be a calendar year annual report.
I still want to add one more ride, which is a ride from Beardsley Zoo up the I'm going to say incorrectly, the Pocatonic River Trail that goes up to Newtown. Because now that the Labor Day is over, you can park in that strip across from the zoo, and we can all park without getting tickets. So I would love to do one ride up there. That's a great ride, and everybody should know about it. It's not necessarily Stratford, but it's a pretty ride. But it tells you how you can fit a good trail within an urban environment. It has undercuts underneath Route 8. It has a railroad bridge. It's a really, I know I see people saying yes, but not everybody has ridden it. So it would be after this October 2nd ride, or even after this October 16th ride. And it's something that we could promote as our last ride of the season.
Great.
And Laura Dancho's husband said he would, as part of the zoo, would welcome us. Any other comments? Yes, Nels.
Just real quick, I never did get a response from the mayor on that email that we sent after the last meeting.
I was thinking about that.
But it was sent to her. Anyway, I don't know.
Well, I got to tell you, the last time I saw her, she was very friendly to me. So
oh, that's good. That's good. Yeah. And she was to me last time I saw her as well out here in Paradise Green. So, but anyway, it was sent.
And I guess since Smith was asking us if we were going to be at the Latino Festival, maybe that came from the mayor. She wanted us there for pictures. Yes, Sarah.
So that came because we have a pop-up tent at Shakespeare Market on September 18th, and the mayor found out about it, and she thinks that there's going to be more people at Latin Festival, and so for our POCD, and so since we're going to be there for planning, so Smith had probably invited you guys to be there for Greenway as well. So we're going to be at both, like I said, Shakespeare and Latin Festival on the 18th for POCD.
So you guys saw last time, that was all, the volunteering was all of us, but I put together all that stuff. So let me speak with, well, Sarah, maybe you can help us. We don't have we have no literature to hand out. We could put up our 2 maps, and hopefully then we can put up phase 1 saying, here we go on phase 1, and we could maybe have something for phase 2 that we could talk about. And by that time, you guys will have read up on all of this, so you will all be subject matter experts. So I'm not against doing this September 18th.
So
So
2
Sarah,
locations to choose from.
say that we could, I have a small 4-foot table, worst comes to worst. We could do it without a tent, a pop-up tent, and I think it would be a good thing. And guys, so far we've impressed the people that are writing the POCD. They think Stratford's Greenway Complete Streets Committee we're really bangers. They really like us. So if we keep impressing them, we'll have a good position in the POCD, hopefully. So it'll be a good thing to do if we can. So let's say that we move forward with trying to do this September 18th. Anybody? Aileen, will you mark that in that we are attempting to move forward with the September 18th? Did I hear that it's both? It's both?
Yes, so Smith, an FHI person, is already committed to Shakespeare. And then me and 2 other commissioners will be at Latin Festival.
Okay.
And I'm going to try to get a Spanish-speaking person to help me as far as translating.
And if worse comes to worse, we can just come and join you if we don't get our
right.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. But so Shakespeare's 10 to 1, and then Latin Festival is 1:30 to 4:30.
So will you guys think about opening up your appointment books for that day? I don't see anybody readily saying yes. Yeah, okay. Karen says yes. Who else says yes?
Promote your next rides.
Mel says yes. Chris, I know you're really busy these days, but if you walk away from us for your busyness, then you could come and work also. Jim, I know you could be there. And Tom, I know you will be at Shakespeare. So if we do both of those on the same day, this is good for us.
Yeah, I'll do what I can. Market, whatever happens at the market's got to come first, but I'll be there the whole time.
Yeah.
But I gotta shut down market, so I'm not good until like 3:30.
Okay. And we can pitch our October 2nd or 16th ride. That would be a good thing.
Yeah.
Maybe we can actually make up a Google map for that one specifically.
Yeah, I can put that flyer out on the September 18th market as well.
All right. If there's nothing else, Jim, did you get to make all your comments?
I did. Again, I'm thinking of an annual report, so I'll be asking for people's help as the year goes on. Let's make it a calendar year, January to December effort, and we have some more time on it.
Yes, Chris.
The other thing, just in terms of cross-pollination, especially among events that are active in the community, Sterling House has their Down and Dirty fun run at Short Beach this weekend. And I know, Vicky Soto has the 5K, even though it's temporarily in Bridgeport this year. Those are also events that thinking about having a Greenway presence at might make sense for moving forward.
Well, anybody who wants to say they want to do that, I have my feather banner, and I have two 4-foot banners, and I have a vertical and horizontal banners. So you're welcome. If anybody wants to attend any of these, let me know and I'll just pull them together for you. Anybody? Any other info? Hearing none, will someone give me a motion to close?
So moved.
Sarah and Nels. Thank you guys very much.